So I think maybe since I've got my radiator fixed and everything, I've been chasing down the wrong problem. I thought that it was my engine oil leaking everywhere. Uh, but my dipstick keeps testing perfect, like nothing's draining, yet there's all kinds of fluid, dark brown, black fluid underneath. I think it might be transmission fluid. It smells different a little bit than engine oil, but it's old and brown, so it's kind of hard to tell. The dipstick keeps reading dry, and I can feel the transmission kind of like lagging until it heats up. Like in the mornings when I first try to go, it's kind of like chugs a little bit. So I've been putting some in it just because until I could get time to actually take a look at it. I think maybe what's going on is the radiator hoses underneath going into the cooler radiator cooler oil cooler part of the brain fart of the radiator. I think maybe those hoses got a little damaged when I put them back on, because one of them was a little iffy on the end, and I think maybe they're leaking down there. That's kind of where most of the oil is centering. So I think maybe I was chasing down the wrong thing. So we're going to replace at least one of those, maybe both of them. I'm going to kind of examine them again down there, and maybe just do the first one and then see if it keeps leaking, and then try the other one. So welcome to the vlog. Here we go.
Red-tastic vlog!
You can see there's still a lot of fluid. This is all from my vehicle right here. A lot of fluid coming out. It's all right up here on the front mostly. There's little drips in the back, but I think that's like getting blown back on the getting blown back by the serpentine belt. I think most of this is coming from transmission fluid leaking. So let's go down there and take a look. I forgot I gotta take this cover off. Let me do that first. Got my special clip remover tool. This is the only thing I found that's good at taking these body clips out of this thing. See how it kind of grips there? They pull out in the middle. They kind of pop out and that loosens something. You can come out with that. So I'm gonna do that now. Nope. I gave up. Been working on this car for like 2 months now, off and on, more off than on, or more on than off rather. I've worked on it a lot. Gave me a good nick on the face a while ago. Spring clip popped up. No, I'm done with it. I'm not the kind of person to give up on something, but it's so frustrating, and there's just so much going on with it now. That oil leak, I'm pretty sure it wasn't the transmission fluid, transmission oil, whatever you want to call it. The hoses were fine. I don't know. It's the transmission is being funky sometimes, not all the time. It's kind of, takes a while to get there, but different from the old transmission issues it was having. It overheated the other day, and all the fluid was down in the antifreeze was down. It's not in the engine oil. I don't know where that's going. So I filled it back up. That part's okay now, but who knows where that fluid's going. It's going to leak somewhere or something. There's so many things. It's got like 5 misfires on the when I ran the codes on it, ran the computer on it. Yeah, it's borked, and it's just so much that I can't unravel. If it was one thing, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's just so much going on. I just don't have time to work on it. This is kind of my last, I'm gonna give it one more try, and if this doesn't fix the oil leak, and because it was like, if I can figure the oil leak out, I can at least be okay. And there's other things that are wrong with it. Once I get if I got all these engine things fixed, I've got to track down an electrical issue with the passenger side window won't roll down. It's not the big actuator arm. I put a new one in and it still didn't work. And I ran that one hot wired and it ran. So it's not that. There's just all the speakers need to be. I know that's a little thing, but they're falling apart. There's so many. There's something with the engine. What was it with the engine? It's not just the transmission, and it wasn't even just the missing. There was something else with the engine. Oh yeah, it idles really rough, which looks like it's something with the VTEC, but I just put a brand new VTEC on it, and a VTEC solenoid thing, and yeah, that's super annoying. I feel like it's gonna die all the time. Between that, the transmission and the oil, it's just like it's not even drivable really at this point. I'm gonna drive it to my girlfriend's house tomorrow, and leave it there, borrow her car, and I'm gonna look at getting a new car. I'm getting a new car this week, so start working on getting a new car. I may not get in one this week, but that's where I am because I'm tired of it. And honestly, the amount of money I put in it the last 2 months per month is about what a car payment would be anyway. I can get in a car payment range for what I put into it. So, fun fact: never bought a car with a loan. I've always paid cash, and always bought from a person who never bought from a dealer. I'm planning on doing both of those, so that's going to be fun and weird and awful. But I need to get something reliable and stable. I'm tired. This car didn't even last me a year. My car before that lasted just over a year and a half. It's just like, nope. I'm done with it. It's going trade in, and we'll go from there. So yeah, R.I.P. the Element, because I liked you a lot, but you were a jerk and didn't run well for me. So that's all I got today. I'm not doing anything fun because that just depressed me. I'm looking at car loans and cars and stuff. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got like what, 6 days left? 5 days left. So wow, almost made it to June. I think I'm gonna do a bonus, like a bonus one at the end too, for like the first day of July. So, or maybe up on the 2nd. But anyway, you guys have a good one. See you tomorrow. Peace.